Hi, I'm Mrs. D. Welcome to my corner. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mrs. D's Craft Corner. Okay, so today we're going to be making a pencil holder. Something easy, I think an adventurous toddler can make it, and older children will definitely be able to make it. Okay, so let's start. Our children will enjoy great peace. They will be secure under a government that is just and fair. Their enemies will stay far away, and terror will not come near them. Okay, so the materials for today's class are, as you can see, googly eyes, a piece of an old carton or cardboard, something, no, not cardboard, carton, something very strong, then paper, black and pink. Now, if you have red paper is actually better. Black and red is better because you're making something, a ladybird. But if you don't have red paper, you can use pink. And then our glue. I use a paintbrush for my glue, pencil, scissors. Okay, so let's start. And of course, a tissue paper roll. Forgot to add that. Okay, so the first step is to wrap the tissue. Okay, before we wrap this, the first step really is to cut this out, cut out our base. We're going to have our paper, what's the word? Our pencil holder is going to have a base. That's important. So let's cut that out. So that's our base. Okay, so we're going to put this like that. Now, before we put that, to make it easy to glue, if you just put it like that, it's going to be a bit difficult. So what we are going to do is cut out just tiny bits like that at one end. We just cut like 5. You see, and then you fold them inwards, not too far in, just enough. This is basically where you have this kind of struggle, you could cut it into 2 so it's easy to fold. There you go. It may be a bit tacky, but it's to be fine. There you go. So now that we're done folding, you can apply some glue. When you're folding, make sure it's a bit straight so that when you glue it, it will sit properly. Okay, so that's how that's the plan. I'll cut this out, or I'll glue this in rather. Okay, so let's start. You could use a ruler, to measure out the length that you'll be using. So you see, first to mark that out, and then we measure, then we rule. Okay, can you see? It may not be straight, but it's not that much of a big deal. You can straighten it out later. So let's cut. Okay, can you see? So by the time we fold it in, it will be a bit longer. You can see that tiny extra, but it's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect, but make sure that it starts from here, so the extra is upwards, not downwards. Okay, so we fold, we roll. Of course, you roll it first to see the actual length you need, so you can cut out this. And then we glue. My glue is finished, almost finished rather. So here I am with Top Bond. Anyone who sells glue can contact me. I would appreciate it. So you do this. Doesn't have to be much. You could just, and if you have any other kind of glue, to be fine. Okay, so I said I was going to glue this inner piece, so let's do that. Just a little bit, so it's not too much. Okay, so the best way to work with this kind of glue is to wait for it to dry a little bit, because it can get very messy, very messy. Okay, so we have some extra cut out, and then just slap a little bit. Try not to put it at the edge, so that, you can see, I put mine at the edge so that it would not mess up the other parts, because this glue usually would slide out. Okay, that's fine. Okay, like I said, this glue takes time to dry, so you have to be patient. Okay, so for this, you could choose to leave it like that, or you could stick on a bit of pink, just to make it matchy. So we have our glue. So stick that. You can always push it out a little bit so that you can see. So I've cut out the extras. When you're cutting out the extras, the thing about cutting out extras is that sometimes you can make a mistake that can damage the entire thing. So do according to your skill level. If cutting out the extras is difficult for you, just let it be. Okay, so we can stick this now. Remember this part? Okay, so that is where we're going to put some glue and stick. So we put the glue and then wait for it to dry. So while it's drying up, let's work on our ladybird wings. Okay, so for the ladybird wings, piece of pink cardboard. If you have red, like I said, red is better really, but I don't have red, so bear with me. So you know how the ladybird wings can like circular. So when you fold the piece of cardboard into two, you're going to draw a semicircle at the folded edge. That's a very important piece of information. Semicircle. Now don't make it too big, so that it won't be bigger than the base. Okay, and then you cut. Okay, so when you do that, you cut it into two. Okay, so when we do it like this, that's our ladybird. You see, that's how it's going to be. Okay, so this should be dry a little bit more. Okay, before we stick it on there, we could do this. This will be easier to do now. But before we stick that on, we need to be sure that our googly eyes are in the right place. So let's stick on the googly eyes. So a little bit of glue. Don't be afraid to get your hands messy. Yeah, it washes off eventually. I can assure you. Okay, so let's take our googly eyes. 1, 2. Okay, so for this part, basically just put some glue there and here. So it's a ladybird. It's not meant to be straight. So that glue at the back, that's where we stick this on. Here. See? Now you can stick this on. The glue is going to take a bit to dry, so we will stick that on. Okay, so while this is drying out, you could cut out tiny strips of paper like this. Just cut them out 2 bits, and then put some glue, stick it in, stick it where the eyes are. So it's in the right place. Okay, mine is a little long, the top is a little long, so I'm going to cut that out. Okay, so I'm going to take this apart so that I can add the dots, because like I said, this takes a while to dry. So I want to give our ladybird some dots. So you could choose to draw circles, or you could just choose to just give dots like that. So I'm just going to give dots. Dry. Okay, and so we stick that out right back where we picked it up from. There you go, we're done with our ladybird, and it's a pencil holder. Okay,